Update 9 on Typhoon Neoguri, which has weakened to 110 miles per hour and a pressure of 952 millibars. That makes it a Category 2 typhoon on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale. Its position is 28.9 degrees north, 125.8 degrees east, as of 8 PM UTC on July the 8th. The storm is expected to make landfall on the southern Japanese island of Kyushu, possibly as a Category 1 typhoon, before continuing along the southern coast of Japan and then moving off towards the northeast, possibly affecting the Tokyo area as well. Some point in between 36 and 72 hours we'll see the typhoon turn extratropical as it moves off towards the northeast. Definitely by the time it leaves Japan, we reckon, turning extratropical by 96 hours, moving towards the northeast. But as for the time being, Japan and the southern South Korean island of Jeju lie in the crosshairs of the storm at the moment. Gale advisory still in effect for the Ryukyu Islands. Flood warnings also in effect for Okinawa and the Amami Islands too. Typhoon warnings still in effect for the northern Osumi Islands, just off the southern coast of Kyushu as well, where we also have 1 or 2 typhoon warnings, and gale advisories for the rest of the big island of Kyushu too, extending towards Hiroshima as well. Typhoon warnings in effect for Jeju in South Korea as well. So this was the visible imagery. The West Pacific at the moment is in darkness, but in the past daylight over there, this is what the storm looked like as it moved past Okinawa. The eye has since evaporated a little bit, but more on that in a moment. This is the radar imagery from southern Kyushu. You can see the spiral bands of the storm moving towards the north and now affecting the whole island really, with rainfall heavy in some places, and we'll probably be seeing some gusty winds occurring there as well. South Korean radar shows another spiral band very close now to the island of Jeju in South Korea, where it's likely to impact any time now if it hasn't done already, and possibly the mainland of South Korea could be affected too. Sea surface temperatures are about to fizzle out for the storm very soon, in the next 12 to 24 hours, certainly before landfall. So that will mean that the storm will not be as strong when it does make landfall in Japan, and may not even be a typhoon by then if it really falls apart. The computer models, beginning with the CMC, moves the storm through Japan as we saw with the track forecast, but what's interesting to note here is that another storm is formed behind that near the northern Mariana Islands and promises to be a typhoon as well. The GFS model, a similar track but further south, basically the one that was forecasted earlier, with another typhoon forming towards the south, and that one could affect the Philippines or Taiwan, possibly another storm behind that as well. So we definitely should be watching the Western Pacific for more storms after Neoguri. The latest satellite imagery says it all really. The eye has crumbled by the looks of things in the past few frames. You can see it's just diminished completely almost. Very ragged at best, to be quite honest, and the northern side of the eye wall is almost non-existent, which can only be good news really for China and South Korea, and possibly Japan as well, depending on how things go, particularly those who will end up being on the northern side of the storm. Those on the south will still have the worst of the storm, and possibly towards the east as well. We'll be seeing the worst of the storm, with winds gusting still possibly into Category 3 strength at the moment, with sustained winds now at 110 miles per hour. As of July the 8th at 8 PM UTC, we have Tropical Storm Fausto in the Eastern Pacific, as well as Invest 98E. Invest 96S is still going in the Southern Indian Ocean, and of course we have Typhoon Neoguri and a new Invest 92W, which has formed in between the Micronesian islands of Chuuk and Pohnpei. This is the 36th storm to form. Oh, it is actually the 35th storm to form. Fausto was the 36th. It was the 14th typhoon though, or equivalent, at 74 mph winds or higher, and the 8th Category 3 storm with 115 mph winds or above. And indeed, perhaps we'll be seeing our next typhoon forming very soon as well. There are 6 ways to contact Force 13, or follow its outlets at least. You can visit the website force13.com, which will keep you most up to date with all the goings on around the world tropics rise. Of course, there's the video pages, YouTube and Dailymotion, and you're probably on one of those right now. Just search Force 13 to see the whole library, which is quite extensive now, by the way. And the social pages, Facebook and Twitter. Just search Force 13 on those to keep up to date on the social pages as well, at Force 13 on Twitter, if you'd like to get in touch, or if you'd like to share one of our tweets or whatever. And you can add Fool13 for Tropical Weather Chat personally with myself on Skype. The next update on this storm will follow at either 2 AM UTC on July the 9th if necessary. If not, it'll be 2 PM. That's all for now.